It's President Marcos's last day in Thailand. Today, he is set to hold bilateral meetings and meet with the Filipino community. Our correspondent Katrina Domingo joins us live from Bangkok. Kat, good afternoon. How are things going from there?
Hi, Rika. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has asked France to help the Philippines develop nuclear sources of energy in the country, given that the European nation is known for relying on nuclear power to fulfill more than half of its energy requirements. That request was made during President Marcos's bilateral meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron yesterday. We have yet to find out what President Macron has to say about that issue, as the Office of the Press Secretary has yet to give us more details about that discussion. However, Rika, what we can say as of the moment is that Marcos says that he is optimistic that that partnership will help the Philippines address its energy supply woes. Marcos and First Lady Liza Marcos also met with Thai King Maha Vajiralongkorn. Let me say that correctly, Rika. Thai King Maha Vajiralongkorn, along with other APEC leaders last night during a formal event, again on the sidelines or as part of the program of the APEC summit here in Bangkok. Now, a lot of meetings happening for President Ferdinand Marcos. If we recall, he first met with Chinese President Xi Jinping, and then he also had a chance to talk to Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and then the French President Emmanuel Macron. And right now, he has just concluded another bilateral meeting with New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. But again, we have yet to get more details about what they talked about, what transpired in that event that happened on the sidelines of the APEC summit here. As of the moment, Rika, APEC is about to begin its chair handover ceremony, where Thailand is expected to pass the chairmanship of the APEC to the United States, who will host the APEC Leaders Summit next year. Later in the day, Rika, Marcos is expected to meet with the Filipino community based here in Bangkok, as well as hold a press conference with reporters who covered his participation in the APEC Summit this year. Rika.
Hi, Kat, just one question. Do we have details of the bilateral meetings that the president did with the previous, with the heads of state that he was able to meet yesterday?
Rika, as I mentioned, let me give you a rundown of the gist of what President Marcos, what happened in President Marcos's bilateral meetings here in APEC. First, he met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, wherein they agreed to hasten the conclusion of discussions on the Code of Conduct on the South China Sea. Next, he met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, wherein the Saudi Crown Prince promised that Saudi Arabia will shoulder the unpaid wages of some 10,000 OFWs in Saudi who were not able to get their salaries from some construction companies who declared bankruptcy in 2015 and in 2016. And then they also had that meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron, wherein Marcos, as mentioned earlier, sought France's help to develop nuclear power in the Philippines. As for his bilateral meeting with New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, as well as his meeting with his possible other meetings with other APEC leaders here, the Office of the President has yet to supply us with the details of those engagements. Rika.
All right, with that, I'd let you go. Thank you so much, Katrina Domingo, reporting live from Bangkok, Thailand. Moving on, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris tells Asian leaders gathered in Bangkok, America is here to stay. On the sidelines of the APEC summit, Harris said the U.S. is committed to the region for the long haul, rejecting doubts about its engagement as China expands its clout. She added economic partnerships in Asia are a top priority for the Biden administration, and that the U.S. private sector invests around $1 trillion a year in the region. After Bangkok, Harris is headed to Manila next to visit Palawan, an island near the waters contested by Beijing. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has agreed to pay the wages of some 10,000 displaced overseas Filipino workers. That agreement reached a few days ago ahead of the bilateral meeting between Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on the sidelines of APEC Leaders Summit in Bangkok, Thailand. The Saudi government has allotted a total of 2 billion riyals to settle the unpaid salaries of workers from companies that declared bankruptcy in 2015 and 2016. Marcos describes the announcement as very good news.
napakagandang balita talaga at pinagandaan talaga tayo ni Crown Prince. Kaya sabi niya yung desisyon na yan ay nangyari lamang nung nakarang ilang araw at dahil nga magkikita kami at sabi niya ito yung regalo para sa inyo.
Marcos also says Saudi officials have assured them the failure of employers to pay OFWs will never happen again.
Lahat ng mga pupunta sa Saudi Arabia ay magkakaroon na ng insurance. Sila mismo magbibigay ng insurance kung sakali man mangyari ulit yan na malugi yung korporasyon na tinatrabaho nila at hindi nila makuha kanilang sa yung insurance ang magbabayad.